Alright, so in lesson 9.7, 9.7 is going to have two parts. So it's just going to be part one today. We're going to be solving systems of equations algebraically. We're going to be using our substitution method to solve here. So in our first problem, we have our system of equations, which is y equals x plus 2 and y equals 5. So lucky for us, if we're using our substitution method, they already gave us the equation already tells us what our y is. Our y is equal to 5. So if I want to find out what my x is, all I have to do is take my value of 5 and substitute it into my first equation for y. So I have y equals x plus 2. We just said we know y is equal to 5. So I have 5 is equal to x plus 2. Now to solve for x, all I do is subtract 2 from both sides. I get 3 is equal to x. So we found what our x is, and now to write our final solution, we would write it as an ordered pair. Remember, we want an ordered pair as x comma y. Our x we just found is 3, and our y, our system of equations gave it to us in our one equation. Our y is equal to 5, and that would be our solution there. In our next one, again, we have our system of equations, x equals y plus 4 and x equals negative 3. So we are lucky again here because the second equation tells us what our x is equal to. So we're going to take that information and take our first equation and plug negative 3 in for x in our first equation. So our first equation is x equals y plus 4. Substitute negative 3 in for x. So negative 3 equals y plus 4. Now to solve for y, I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. I get negative 7 equals y. So now we found what our y is. We know what our x is. We want to write our solution as an ordered pair. So we have x comma y. Our x is negative 3. They tell us that right away. And our y we just found is negative 7. So that would be our ordered pair, and that would be our solution there. Now for this next problem, we're going to be using the substitution method to solve. But this one's going to be a little bit more difficult because if you notice, they don't give us what one of the values equals right away. Okay, we don't have y equals something or x equals something. So in order to substitute here, we need to have our y equal to something or our x equal to something in order to substitute. So we have to try to manipulate one of these equations to get it, one of them to be y equals something or x equals something. So if I take a look at both of these equations, I want to ask myself, is there one equation that's going to be easier to manipulate than the other? And there is. That equation is our first one, okay, because we already have y and there's no coefficient in front of it. In the second equation, both variables have a coefficient in front of it. So in our first one, we can manipulate that. It's going to be a little bit easier, and we can get our y by itself. So if we want to substitute, we are going to use our first equation. We're going to find what y equals. So we have y minus 3x equals negative 13. So I want to solve for y. Solve for y, I'm going to add 3x to both sides. I get y equals negative 13 plus 3x. Okay, so again, notice that now we have our y equals, but we don't have a specific value for y like we did in the first two, but that's totally okay. Rather than substitute in just a single value, I'm going to substitute negative 13 plus 3x in for y in my second equation. Okay, we can't substitute that in to our first equation. Our first equation is the one we just manipulated to find what y is equal to. So we cannot substitute negative 13 plus 3x into our first equation. We want to substitute it in for y in our second equation. And our second equation is this one here, 4x plus 5y equals 11. Okay, so now I'm going to substitute that. So I'm going to rewrite it. I have 4x plus, I'm going to draw a line here just to separate everything, keep everything neat. So I have 4x plus 5y equals 11. Okay, so I know what my y is. I just found what my y is, so I'm going to substitute. 4x plus 5. We know y is equal to negative 13 plus 3x equals 11. Now we want to keep solving for x, so I'm going to distribute here. I get 4x minus 65 plus 15x equals 11. I have like terms in 4x and 15x. I want to combine my like terms. I get 19x minus 65 equals 11. Okay, now, again, continue solving for x. I'm going to add 65 to both sides. And I have 19x equals 76. Divide by 19. And I get x is equal to 4. Okay, I'm not done. I know what my x value is, but I still don't know what my y value is. I know y equals negative 13 plus 3x, but I don't have a specific value for that. But luckily we just found x, so now I can take this 4 and substitute it in here to find what my y is. Okay, so we have y equals negative 13 plus 3x. I'm going to substitute the x that I just found, which is 4. So I have y equals negative 13 plus 3 times 4. Y equals negative 13 plus 12. So y equals negative 1. So now I found my x and I found my y. Now I want to write my final solution as an ordered pair. I'm going to write it as x comma y. I know my x is 4 and my y is negative 1, and that would be my final solution there. Okay, now when we're solving systems of equations, in the cases where there's special cases here where we're not going to get an ordered pair as our final solution. So, when this happens, and you guys are going to see some of those, I promise you, you'll see some of those where we won't get ordered pairs as our solutions. If our statement is a true statement, there is infinitely many solutions. Meaning that if you substitute, you're solving these systems of equations algebraically, and you substitute, you find what x or y equals, and you substitute it into the other equation, and you get, let's say, negative 7 equals negative 7. That is a true statement. So there would be infinitely many solutions there. We don't have one specific solution. There would be infinitely many. In the case of false statements, if our statement is not true, meaning our left side is not equal to our right side, so say we had negative 12 is equal to 4. Negative 12 never equals 4. There would be no solution. So let's look at a case here below. So again, I want to write my system of equations. First, I have y equals x plus 5 and 2y minus 2x equals 10. That is my system of equations. Okay, so we don't have one of our variables equal to a specific number, but we do know what y is equal to, and y is equal to x plus 5. So I'm going to take that x plus 5 and substitute it into my second equation of 2y minus 2x equals 10. I'm going to substitute in y. I'm going to substitute x plus 5 in for y. So I have 2y minus 2x equals 10. Substitute. I know what y is, so I'm going to substitute in for y. X plus 5 minus 2x equals 10. I'm going to distribute 2x plus 10 minus 2x equals 10. Now I'm going to combine like terms. So I have 2x and negative 2x. 2x minus 2x is just 0. So these are going to cancel out. I'm left with 10 equals 10. And this is a true statement. 10 does in fact equal 10. So because it is a true statement, our answer would be, we would have infinitely many solutions. So we write infinitely many solutions.